There is
But
also apparently there's also one about SailGP, and there's two pieces of news around SailGP.
I would love to see that.
Two pieces of news. One is that Rolex. Now, Rolex is a really interesting sports sponsor. Okay. Now, you and I have worked in the sports sponsorship world, and Rolex is a very interesting sponsor. They only really sponsor at a series level. They never sponsor at a team or athlete level.
Yeah.
And they almost never do cash deals. So most of the Rolex sponsorships, are basically, you get a watch.
Yeah.
So interestingly enough, for those of you who are not following along SailGP is a sailing series which has been going about 3 years. It's currently in its third season, and it's very cool. It's these flying, foiling 50-foot catamarans, and the last edition was in Sydney on the weekend, although it had some issues. It got hit by a 50 knot squall on the Saturday night, and while they were putting away this enormous wing sail hanging from a crane, it got caught in a 50 knot squall and tore apart the race village. There's some interesting footage on YouTube if you want to go and check that out. The race village being obliterated by a wing sail hanging from a crane in a 50 knot gale. It's about 100 kilometers an hour for those who don't speak nautical speak. Yeah, about 100 kilometer an hour winds. Caught this sail hanging off a crane, and it tore apart the race village, and basically they had to cancel the second day sailing. But before that happened, Rolex announced a 10-year sponsorship deal with SailGP.
What does it mean?
Well, it means that for a series that's only 3 years old, Rolex, who know a lot about sports sponsorship, have got
made a serious commitment.
They've got a lot of confidence in this series if they think that it's going to last another 10 years, even though it's been around only 3. Big call.
Well, what kind of investment are they making in it?
I'm assuming it's not very much. As I said, they only normally do in-kind watch deals. They don't necessarily put up any cash.
But they've signed a contract for 10 years, so they feel pretty confident about it.
But they feel confident that the series will be around for another 10 years, which if you want to get into the sports marketing business, this series, which is only 3 years old and is emerging for the next decade, if you want to go and spend some time doing sports marketing, I would look in that direction.
Well, and that's got to inspire confidence. That's got to be a great deal for them. That inspires confidence in other sponsors that they want to bring on, that they've got Rolex.
Same week, the British team announced a title sponsorship with Emirates Airlines.
Really?
Yeah. That's a 3-year deal, but even so, Emirates Airlines, again, a very savvy sponsorship brand. They sponsor some very big sports properties around the world, and they know what they're doing when they're making investments into sport. The fact that they've done a deal with the British SailGP team also suggests that this is a series to watch.
Are we in the SailGP season now? Are we just coming into it, or is it over?
Coming to the end of season 3, there will be, hopefully, depending on the damage that was done by this storm, the next event is meant to be in New Zealand, I think in April, and then the final is in San Francisco, which I would love to be at. It's $1 million winner-takes-all race.
We should go to that.
That's in May in San Francisco. So
we should go to that event.
We should do everything possible to be at the final winner-takes-all $1 million race in San Francisco. But apart from the fact that San Francisco is an insanely good place to watch sailing, it'll be a good event.
It sounds like a great event. I would love to. This is not a sport that I know a lot about. I know that you do, but I really like it. I'm fascinated by it. I think
I think there's been it's always been a niche sport, but the fact that in 1 week Rolex and Emirates have both done big deals in this series.
Yeah, it certainly says a lot, doesn't it?
It indicates that they've got some confidence in where it's going and what it can do moving forward. Interesting
It's been
stuff.
an
Speaking of
interesting week.
boats, I will be at the boat show, Dubai Boat Show next week. It's on from the 1st to the 5th of March. So anyone who is in that part of the world and wants to go and have a chat to me about super yachts and VR for super yachts and AR for super yachts, come and have a chat. I'll be in the venue.
I have to tell you, I'm surprised, but not surprised that you're not a fan of golf. Although I wish you were, and I wish I was in Dubai with you because I'd love to talk to somebody about the Live Tour.